We are going to be working on 6b. Today, 6b is us learning to divide with polynomials. So there are five clear steps that we are able to do. One is arrange the terms in descending power order. We are going to divide, multiply, subtract our answer, and then repeat. So I'll go over this, but I'm going to start off without algebra because we really need to be able to understand how everything works. So let's just start off with 572 divided by 3. So with this, the first thing I go is 5. How many 3's are there in 5? 1. So 1 goes up here. So then I need to go the opposite way. How much have I shared? Each person got 1. I have 3 people. 1 times 3 is 3. So I've shared 3. So I take away. I take away what I've shared. So 5 take away 3 is 2. And then I pull down my next term, or in this case, my next value, which is 7. So now I've got 27. I do the same thing. How many 3's are there in is 27? 9. I go the opposite way. 9 times 3 equals 27. So I've shared is 27 now. I take that away and that gives me 0. And then I pull down the next value, which is 2. And then I continue. 2 divided by 3 equals 0. 0 times 3 equals 0. I've shared nothing. I've got 2 left over. So I can say I've got 2 left over, or I can write it as 2 over 3. So 190 2/3. Let's practice this again without any algebra. So 9 divided by 7. How many 7's are in 9? 1. 1 times 7. So I'm just going to get a marker. Okay. 1 times 7 is 7. So I've shared out 7. So I take that away. 9 take away 7 is 2. And then I pull down that 4, which would be in algebra my next term that I have. So now I've got 24, and I'm doing the same thing. How many 7's are in 24? 3. How much have I shared? I need to do the opposite way now. 3 times 7 equals 21. I've shared is 21, so I take that away. 24, take 21 equals 3, and then I pull down my next value. So now I've got 33. How many 7's are in 33? 4. I go back the opposite way. 4 times 7 equals 28. I take that away and I get 5. Again, I can't do it. So I'm just going to go to the next step and go, well, that means I've got 5 remainder. So it'll be 5, still needs to be divided by 7, and I can write it as a fraction. So this is the division algorithm. We know we've got our divisor times our this quotient plus this remainder gives us our f of x. So let's apply that in terms of with polynomials now. So the same thing applies. We are going to divide first with our first term. So 6x to the power of 3 divided by 3x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. X to the power of 3 divided by x is x squared. You need to go the opposite way now and multiply to see how much you've shared. 2x squared times 3x gives you 6x cubed, and 2x squared times negative 2 is negative 4x squared. This is what I've shared. I then need to take this away. So now I take this away, it cancels out this part. Negative and a negative is a positive, so that means negative x squared plus 4x squared is 3x squared. And I continue. 3x squared divided by 3x. Well, the 3's cancels out, and x squared divided by x is x. I go the opposite way. X times 3x is 3x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. I take that away. It cancels out this term here. Negative and a negative is a positive. So it's saying negative 5x plus 2x is negative 3x. I do the same thing. Negative 3x divided by 3x gives me negative 1. I go the opposite way. Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x, and negative 1 times negative 2 is positive 2. I cancel that out by taking it away. That cancels this out, and this becomes 4. Take away 2 equals 2. So I've got plus, I still have 2 that needs to be dividing by 3x minus 2. Let's do another question. X to the power of 3 plus 4x squared, take away 5x plus 5. And we're dividing by x minus 3. So the first thing is we've got x to the power of 3 and we divide it by x. That gives me x squared. To find out how much I've shared, I go the opposite way. X squared times x is x cubed, and x squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared. I take that away. It cancels out this first part, and I've got 4x squared, take away negative 3x squared. That turns into a plus, and I get 7x squared. The next part is I then look at 7x squared, and I go 7x squared divided by x gives me 7x. I go the opposite way. 7x times x is 7x squared, and 7x times negative 3 is negative 21x. I take that away. So that means this is cancelled out and gives me 0. And I've got negative 5x plus this 21x, and that gives me 16x. So then I've got 16x divided by x gives me 16. I go the opposite way. 16 times x is 16x, and 16 times 3 is 48, is negative 48. I take that away. That becomes plus. So 5 plus 48 is 53. And I've got remainder 53, but we say it as we're adding 53 still needs to be divided by x minus 3. Okay, I'll do one more example here. We've got x to the power of 3 plus 4x squared, take away x plus 6, and it's being divided by x plus 2. So we start off, x to the power of 3 divided by x gives me x squared. I go the opposite way. X squared times x equals x to the power of 3. X squared times 2 equals 2x squared. It shows you how much I've given out and shared. I subtract what I've shared. That is cancelled, and it leaves me with 2x squared. 2x squared divided by x gives me 2x. 2x times x is 2x squared, and 2x times 2 is 4x. This is what I've shared. I take that away. Negative x take away 4x gives me negative 5x. Negative 5x divided by x gives me negative 5. To find out what I've shared, I go the opposite way. Negative 5 times x equals negative 5x, and negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. I take what I've shared away, it cancels out this, and I've got 6, take away negative 10, and it gives me 16. 16 still needs to be divided by x plus 2.